Um, our next bit of movie news is this is something we've known that's been coming for a while. You know, back in December at the Disney Investors Day meeting, or was it November? I want to say it was November. Whenever it was, you know, they announced this. But even before the Investors Day meeting, we knew it was coming down the pipeline long before. Like there had been that one production still. And if it sounds like I'm speaking ambiguously, my apologies. It's Cruella. It's Cruella, the new movie coming from Disney, live action starring Emma Stone. Now today they dropped the very first official poster for Cruella, and there it is. Ta-da! 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 Yeah, so I mean, it looks like a fine poster. It looks kind of edgy. It has like this kind of grungy 90s feel to it. You can definitely see in like where it says Emma, E-M-M-A. The A is kind of in an anarchy symbol. Not quite anarchy, but it kind of has that feel, has like that like carved in look to it a little bit. Now, like I said, we've only had one production still from the film where, you know, Cruella's, or rather Emma Stone as Cruella, is holding the leashes to a few dogs, and some of her goons are sitting on like a car, like rocks or something behind her, and it's kind of like in this run-down kind of neighborhood. So we've known it's going to have kind of like a grungy kind of feel to it, but it's also a Disney movie. Now, in this particular article from Collider, they point out how do you do how do you do a story about a diabolical villain who, like, her whole thing is that she kills puppies? Like, they've done two Maleficent movies already where it turns out that, well, Maleficent was just misunderstood. She was the hero the whole time, right? I don't think anybody wants Cruella de Vil to be the hero. I don't think we necessarily want her to be a misunderstood villain. She wants to murder puppies so that she can have a better wardrobe. Like, that's not a virtuous thing. Of course, like, however they're going to do this, they've got some pretty cool talent behind it and some, you know, some great names attached to this. Dominica, you only recently today found out about the existence of this movie. Having read the article yourself, how in the world? Now, all of this is prefaced to say we're getting the trailer tomorrow. The trailer is dropping tomorrow. They've been very public in saying, like, yeah, here's the poster for the movie. Trailer comes tomorrow. So of course tomorrow we're going to cover the actual trailer. But how in the world is Disney going to pull this off?
I have no idea. You know, I'm curious. I'm fascinated. I thought that article covered things really well because, yeah, how do you make someone who wants to kill puppies just like seem redeemable in some way? Because that's what you want in your villains. You want to have some redeeming factor, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, look at Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was such a fascinating story of, you know, Vince Gilligan was very open about this. It was turning Mr. Chips into Scarface. And while I don't necessarily think this is going to be that kind of an origin story, because it's still, like, as the article points out, it's within it's a Disney movie. You could tell that story in a really dark and interesting way, but I don't know if you could do it from a Disney perspective.
I'm thinking now of, and I haven't seen this movie either, but I'm thinking about Joker.
Oh,
And from what I've heard about that movie, like I said, I haven't seen it. They tried to show like some redeeming stuff to explain like how he became the kind of person that he was. Um, and So maybe that's what they're trying to do with Cruella, show how someone could end up making a lot of bad decisions to become that kind of person. To teach you a lesson to refrain yourself from following the same kind of path.
I mean, that's a really interesting take on it, because I mean, I loved Joker. I loved the Joker movie. It gave a lot of commentary about the world that we live in, about the state of the world that we live in, about our failing healthcare systems, about the importance of mental health and the care that it takes. And the constant vigilance there, not just for ourselves and making sure that there's a system in place, but also taking care of each other. Like, let's look after each other and check in on each other, and like, what do we need? And if we don't, this is what might happen. So that, I think that's a really interesting case study that you bring up. That, yeah, they're probably not going to go as dark as Joker, and shoot people in the face. Or rather, well, I'll leave that one alone, because nobody's going to like me if I say what's on my mind right now. But yeah, I mean, there probably is a way, especially if they're building this up in a way where, like, this is a part one of a story. Maybe we don't know it's part one of the story. Maybe there's a sequel coming directly afterwards where, you know, we get the traditional Pongo and, like the other 101 Dalmatians that band together to take down Cruella. I think that could be a really cool story that, you know, it ends... it begs the question, what if Star Wars began with The Empire Strikes Back? What if there was no episode 4, A New Hope? What if it was just Empire Strikes Back? And then it ends on the bad guys winning. That could be an interesting way to go. It would be a bold way to go for Disney. I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and find out. Big question for you guys is what do you think of, first of all, of the Cruella poster? I think it has like some really interesting, evocative type imagery there, but we'll just have to wait for the trailer to drop tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it in more detail. But like I said, what do you think about it? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Tony Stark's Iron Man would want you to do.